believe that America can be beautiful. How can America be made beautiful? Now, family, listen. My brother Imam Wadakuddin and I have had disagreement, but his followers and mine have never given each other as much as a bloody nose. Because in spite of our differences, there's a deep love in us. We don't like the things about our nation that is not good, but I don't want to live anywhere else. I want America to be made right. I don't want to see America go the way of Rome and Babylon and Sodom and Gomorrah. But why won't she go that way? If the men of religion and the women of religion keep silent.
Did you catch that, brothers and sisters? Did you catch that? Our nation, America, our nation. I thought our nation was the nation of Islam. Everything on him stinks. Our nation, he don't want to see anything happen to America. The land that imprisoned us, enslaved us, tortured us, terrorized us 24/7, 365 for hundreds of years, raped our women, fed our children, gays, and he has compassion for them. He don't want anything to happen to them. He don't want them to receive judgment. He lacks it here. He don't want to go anyplace else. You tell me he's representing Elijah Muhammad? Well, then you're a bigger fool than he is, if you believe that. Definitely a liar. Our nation? I thought he's supposed to be representing the Nation of Islam. But that was our nation. There he is. Let's see how much he loves. Let's see how much he has love for you. The Muslims, the real nation. Our nation, his nation we're talking about is America. So let's have to say about the original nation. That's daddy right there. Everything's, you can Google it, I'll take my word for it. That's his daddy. Look at him. See the resemblance? Yeah, you look at that light-skinned Jamaican to you. Look at him, look at his bio. His father is a Caucasian. His father is white, Caucasian, Portuguese Jew. Like father, like son, same seed. So his father's devil, so is he. That's biology. Not 1,500 years back, way back when you had crazy ideas about God making people in the womb. That's his daddy. Louis Eugene Grounds, NOI backwards. The Legion is turning his NOI backwards. You don't see it. That's his daddy. See it here? Glasses. Press for Clark. Let's move on.
When the Muslims were alive, I'll say it again. When the Muslims were We set up schools.
That's right.
When we were alive, we had supermarkets.
That's right. That's right.
We owned buildings.
That's right.
We owned farmland.
That's right.
We were busy doing something, hiring our people. Well, I'm telling the Muslims, damn it, if you don't come alive, you will die like you are. And I will say, thank you, Allah, because if they're not doing nothing on top of the earth, let the worms eat their ass.
Whoa. Let the worms eat their ass. Let the worms eat their ass. Say it again. Let the worms eat their ass. That's the love you have for you. The devils that betrayed us, beat us, tortured us, terrorized us, hundreds of years, raped us, destroyed us, burned us. No restrictions. Hundreds of years. No, he loved them. He didn't want to go anyplace else. He didn't want anything to happen to him. He wants to forgive all that. All that they did to our ancestors don't mean nothing. You don't give a goddamn about our ancestors, at least ours. But for you, the Muslims, both sides, you say Muslims, both sides, male and female, he had nothing but contempt for you. You're the ones putting food on his plate, steaks, burgers, caviar, whatever he eats. You're the one putting $200 and $300 suits on his back, $1,000 rings on his fingers. You're the one doing that. Vegas count, multimillionaire. He doesn't have a business anywhere. Multimillionaire. Plus his sons, probably Supreme Count. He can have a business either. He's multimillionaire. Nah, he got that from you. But hey, he helps the worms because you ain't doing enough for him, see? Because he hasn't produced a goddamn thing. Nothing. You said when the Muslim was alive, well, who killed them? You did. Him and Wallace, I was there. 1775. They're the ones that killed the Muslims. They got rid of Nation of Islam. Understand? When I say kill it, they got rid of Nation. There was no Nation of Islam. They started something called the Bilalians. And they badmouthed the Nation of Islam and the Master Muhammad. Master Muhammad was some kind of trickster, tricking people. Elijah Muhammad was just rip-off artist. And that's Wallace's daddy. We hated. You understand? They called him his brother. That's what they did. Liquidated all the funds and ran off and left the believers with nothing. They said, oh, he stood strong when the wolves came. No, he didn't. And wolves got close to him, he took some sheep and threw them to the wolves, distract the wolves so he can get away. Him and Wallace. That's what happened. Tell him lying, Farrakhan. Okay. So the Muslim was alive, he neglect, he the ones that killed him. Then he come back now as a buzzard, eat the flesh of the dying was there we killed. Secondly, he says, well, they held these things. Yes, because they had a leader. We worked hard and provided Elijah Muhammad with the money to he invest that money, stores, banks, see, schools, apartment complexes. I was enjoying all those things. I had virtually no impact with devils at all. I had a job I worked with. I was a Muhammad Speak newspaper foreman, night shift. They got rid of all that. I lost everything. All the beavers did. He missed it. They was in trouble. He didn't help them. He took off the money. See? So he had a leader. Elijah Muhammad didn't leave here a millionaire. That's why his family got angry. Because he didn't leave here a millionaire. He didn't leave any money to them. He left the money to the believers. That's why they got angry. That's another reason they got angry with him. Because they figured that wasn't their money. That was the believers' money. But they said, oh, they went to The devil said, that's my daddy. Daddy did this stuff. That's it. And nobody contested it. Nobody knew to contest it. Farrakhan didn't contest it because he was told to shut up so he get a piece. And they got hold of that money, and that was the end of it. Okay? He never invested. He took it, put in his pocket. But Elijah Muhammad took the money that we gave him and invested it. And then when he left here, all the money, property, and everything was in the believers' names that they took and robbed the nation. Remember Malachi says, somebody robbed the nation, they'd be cursed. What would a man call a curse? If you get his ass blown up with radiation pellets and your manhood and everything's taken away, every man on the planet would call out a curse unless it happens to Jesus or their man. Then somehow that's a blessing. You see, but anybody else, that's a curse. Yeah, Karen, 55 cursed because he's robbing the nation, hasn't produced a damn thing, but he's a multi-millionaire. Having to sit out on the streets in the cold doing fundraisers for him. But they can't get them Negroes, brothers, I'm going to call them brothers, Negroes, males, they won't do anything. They got sisters out there doing it, sick. But have worms eat your ass. Pray Allah that the worms eat your ass. He pray Allah that the worms eat your ass. But for the devils, oh no, Lord, please don't do nothing to them. Don't do nothing to them. I love them. I love being here. I want something to happen to them. The Farrakhan. Come on, brothers, sisters. That's not covenant, brothers and sisters. One they don't talk about, they never talk about the mission of covenant. Never talk about the mission, never talk about the mission of covenant. Nor they talk about the covenant. And if they don't talk about the mission of covenant, then obviously they cannot tell you about the identity of the mission of covenant. Never mention it. He's a messenger. Malachi is called a messenger. This is Elijah Muhammad, the last messenger. We're going to God lie right there, aren't they? Because he said, no, messenger of covenant coming. He succeed Elijah. But Elijah prepared, that messenger prepared the way for him. Two messengers mentioned, two. Two messengers mentioned, they only mentioned one. In fact, they go further than that. Elijah's last messenger. So like the other messenger, God said he's coming, danger ain't none. Nobody come after Elijah. It's right there in Malachi, so how come they don't read it? How come the people that's around him don't read it and see it themselves and ask questions about it? Because most of them are demons anyway. It's right there, but everything I tell you, you can go and check it out, verify. We don't twist, we don't take and twist the scriptures, turn around, weave and bob through it and all that BS. We give it, and we believe in all of it. Obviously, it's bad translations, but if you have trouble with that, you have the angel key to clean that up. And on top of that, you have the manuscripts. Mention of the covenant. We're going to talk about Gog and Magog today, brothers and sisters. This is Suleiman Rahim here, the message of the covenant, break of 7 seals. And I tell you, the Lamb is the Son of Man. Son of Man is a play on words. So Suleiman. Okay? But you got people out here pretending who they are. Pretending. Let me speak on that for a minute before I move on, brothers and sisters. Pretending they this and that. Oh boy, what a terrible time for them. What a terrible time for them. They don't stand the consequence. They're exploiting the people. They're using Elijah's name. Say, hey, Elijah, man, those people leave. That's why they use his name. Ask you for money. They're not doing anything. They don't know anything. Ask a question. They don't get the Q&A because they can't answer questions. They don't know any scriptures. They don't know what they mean. They haven't broken any seals. That's one of the qualifications right there. They haven't broken any seals. They don't understand what the Bible's saying, but they want your money. They represent themselves. Oh, I'm this Messiah. I'm the Son of Man. I'm Melchizedek. See? They don't know a goddamn thing. No credentials. But they want your money. See? Exploiting Elijah Muhammad's name. His reputation. You get money from you. And it says this would be a free gift. But then the real deal shows up. You don't want your money. They want to control you. They want to control you. They want your money. They want to tell you what to do. They want you to obey them. They want you to worship them. Oh, the Honorable Farrakhan. The Honorable. What's so honorable about him? He's pissing shit in a bag. Can't wipe his own ass. See? They want you to do all these things. Because they want you to be the big man. They can get rich off of you. You're powerful. Because you're stupid. They can control you. Someone has something to that extent. And then when the real one comes along, he doesn't ask for anything. Because it says a free gift. He come to give you. He don't want to control you. That's the last thing he wants to do. He don't want any followers. He's not trying to control. He don't want to tell you what to do. See, some of you want that because you're so used to being told what to do by the devils for so hundreds of years. You don't want to think anymore. You don't want to think, just somebody think for you. Like, they don't go to paradise and think, oh, man, I'm going to paradise. I'm just going to lay here and with my baby, man. I'm going to, have me some tea or whatever and lay back and, man, I'm just going to. Well, who the hell going to build that paradise? Who's going to build it? Who built this one for? Did Jesus build this one for these devils? It's their heaven. It's their Garden of Eden. He put them in the Garden of Eden. Okay. So all you see is trees around? They make something out of it? They build this? Who did it? You got to give them that much credit. They're not laying around. They might build off of us, and I'm going to go into that another time. But since I'm going to talk about these mythology, they're not mythology. Anyway, the thing is that what you think? So who's going to build that? Who's going to build these mansions? My father's house has many mansions. Who's going to build those mansions? You say you're going to traverse the universe. Who's going to build it? Who's going to do that? The master. He's going to be your servant now. He's going to do all that stuff for you. He's going to lay around. Who's going to build this kingdom that's going to last forever? Much greater than this. Who's going to make all things new? See? Now we know. I was the same situation. Yeah, that's why it's done like always pick someone from amongst you. Because I was just as dead as you were. I was the same thing too. I chose to use this. You choose not to. That's on you. If you choose not to, that's your business. You have to live with the consequence of that. You know, it gets to me, and I say, it's like you have a blind person. They're blind. Right? And you come on, they're blind because there's no light. They're not naturally blind. They're blind because there's no light. It's been dark all the time, so their eyes are closed. What's the point of opening them? The light comes on, and then you come and tell them, I got the light. And so you just have their eyes closed. They're pretty much sealed shut now. Right? So you don't, so pick up, hey, so just follow me, because that's what you've been doing, right? 'Cause if you're darkness, you follow the first person that knows what's going on. So you just said blind leading the blind. Okay? They both fall into the ditch. So you walk around, Then somebody comes along with the real light, and they really see, right? And they get you to open your eyes. And you say, oh, I see now. The whole world changes. At least that's what it's apparently, right? I mean, that's what you would think. Now they should be, but they still walking around bumping into stuff. Say, well, I thought you could see. Why are you still bumping into things? Because you're lying. You still can't see. You just pretend you can see. Otherwise, you'd be acting like somebody that can see. You'd be acting like somebody can see. See? Because your eyes are still closed. See? You don't believe there's any light out there. I'm not going to open my eyes up. Waste my time doing that. Well, he said, yeah, okay. He said he said you can see. I just go along what he's saying. See? But I keep bumping into stuff, right? So then I'm going to hold on to him. So I stop by. No, you hold on to me. That's slowing me down. See, you're slowing me down now. Because they're holding me. I got to carry you around and show you. No, I'm not going to do that. And Master Muhammad's not going to do it either. You know, these Levites think they're a special case. Special case. They refuse to open their eyes. You try to tell you they can see, can't see. If you can see and you're still just standing, what do you call that? You say you can see now, but you're still bumping into stuff. You can't see these signs and things. You see the signs, but you still keep getting lost. What is that? Now you can see, your eyes open, but you're still bumping into stuff. And the sign's there, but you still going getting losses. What do you call that? That's strange, isn't it? Either way, they're not making any progress. And they want to live off someone else. Instead of finding a way themselves, they want you to keep shining light and show them. Nobody's going to do that. And again, it's like pure water, right? And you've been drinking. So you got a lake out there. Everybody going, doing their business in the lake and everything else. And they got something like that in India. I think they call it, what's it, the Danube, what's it? What's the name of that river thing? They got a river, and they call it Holy River. You see the newer stuff floating out, and what's the name of that river? Right? It's supposed to be some religious river. Anyway, so you got this lake out there, right? And there is, so, and you get your water and everything out of there. people going bathing and everything else. Whoever this river in India is this Hindu. They bathe in everything. I mean, it's like, it's a weird thing. I can't think of the name of it. I think it's Daniel. No, I don't think it's that. I think it's something else. Anyway, so you've been drinking water that's got urine in it, say, right? That's the only water you ever drink all your life. So that's what you drink. You think that's the way water tastes, the way the water is. You don't know any difference. Right? Then one day somebody comes along and gives you some pure water. Damn, ooh, what's this stuff? What's this? That's pure water. Really? That's what water tastes? Yeah, but you got polluted water over there. You drinking polluted water. See, that water polluted got stuff in it. Well, I didn't know that. I thought that was good water, right? So you give them that. And then instead of going out, and not only that, see, when you give them the water, you see, put like this, you show them, say you give them a water purifier, put that away. So now you get a water purifier. They say, oh man, I put in the water, hey, that's what water tastes when it's purified. It's purified. You mean something wrong with it? So now it's purified. Oh man. So then instead of you going out and show other people how to purify the water, you keep giving the same old water they was having before. Or you dilute the water, the purified water, well, I can't purify no more than a gallon a day, man. Right? So, for some instance, I can get 2 gallons a day. That means it's cleaner than it was before. It's still not clean. They might not know it different. What they say was, it tastes different than the other water because it tastes a little better, but it still ain't pure. When you're getting pure water, I don't know how to explain this. I mean, I look at this and I keep shaking my head and say, but if somebody had the pure water, because see, our people out here, they're all confused. That's what I'm gonna get into. They're totally confused. They don't, and you got these people exploiting the people. They have no idea what the world is like. They don't know how the world's made. They don't know what life is about. Don't know how it was created, if they were created. What's the connection between us and the universe? Animals don't know any of that stuff. And they go in the scripture, they tell that's from God, and they understand that. They couldn't tell you what a dragon is, they couldn't tell you what a jinn is, they couldn't say anything. They look and they, oh, well, and they go to somebody, oh, yeah, it means this, and they don't know either. So all they do is they fraudsters. See, they telling you, like I said, man, walk, if everybody's blind, then the guy comes to you, man, I can see what he can't see, but he's telling you how you know. So he got a little cane with a little noise dampener on it, so he can't hear him tapping. He tapping his way through, but he's telling you can see. You don't know any different. You don't hear anything, so maybe, I guess he can. That's what he's doing. And so you walk around, and it's, I don't know, because I mean, I know my experience. I knew I didn't know anything. I knew I was confused, and I didn't like it. I knew I could explain. I was told a lot of things, but I just couldn't see, that's a lot of things, but I couldn't make sense of it. There had to be something, got to be, something more to this. I guess that's all, I don't know how the people see it. Anyway, they know they're confused. I mean, when I guess they disregard it. They say, well, yeah, I know what this Bible says. I just got to believe in Jesus or whatever. You don't know if you're born in Hindu land, then you believe in that. You see, it's a matter of birth. But the bottom line is, and to cut to the chase here, is you walk around like that and you can't see, you're bumping stuff and you're blind and stuff, it's confusing, and then the light comes on, and all of a sudden now, Everything falls into place. That's got to be some experience. It was experience for me. I was walking around blind. I had some idea of the Bible. I didn't understand what it meant. I ran to Elijah. He turned on the candlelight, and man, whew, I saw stuff that enlightened me. It took a lot of confusion away. It did take all of it away, but it took a lot of it. Still know how the universe works. I still know a lot of things, right? Still can read the scriptures clearly, but I was seeing much better. In other words, it wasn't midnight dark. It was a little foggy, right? It was foggy, but it wasn't midnight dark. You see? Then the light comes on, and the fog goes away, and damn. I mean, it was an experience. It's unbelievable. The angel explained everything. I mean, in detail. And so, it's my duty to my people to go out and give them that light. Open their eyes like that. I've been there for over 35 years. Because this is a pure light and it's pure water. Pure. There's no impurities in it. Pure light. Bright light. Pure light. It doesn't cost them anything. They already paid the price for it. And yet they prefer the polluted water. They prefer the night. Some prefer the fog. It's amazing. Amazing. That fog and everything's be wiped away in a minute. They put another way. It's going to be intense dark, darker than ever been before. Without light, you're not going to be able to turn around without running into something. Anyway, because once you get that, you should. Once now you can see, you ain't doing anything with it. You claim you can see now. I mean, if you got the angel and you're saying about the angel, and if you really have it, got something, you really see some of it. If you really see some, if you really do, and you compare it to what you knew before, and you still act like you was before, something wrong, because maybe you must don't see it. I mean, how can you explain that? You're walking around blind, you can't see anything. You bump into stuff, all of a sudden now you can see. Now you still can't, still bumping into stuff? Still can't see the signs? How does that work? I want somebody to explain it to me if I see something wrong about that. How does that work? But then we see, there was another element, because we see Mark open his eyes up. He didn't give a damn about his people. He wanted to leave. Hey, man, I got my eyes open. Let me stick with you. So, no, man, you got to go back and open your eyes up. What's wrong with you? Is that it? Don't care about their own people? No matter how you cut it, it comes up bad. You got the God come to him. You got their own people. Elijah Muhammad, he's a Levite. So he shows that you can't be elevated because he's a Levite. Can't say, well, the Levites couldn't do it. Well, he's a Levite. He did it. Then you got Messenger of the Covenant. He's not even a Levite. Anyway, I don't have to be more easy to go because I can't sleep at night anymore. Every 15, 20 minutes, I look at my phone and see if they done went at it. Because I know they're going to win in a minute. I don't want to mess around and wake up in the morning and they done been at it for 2 or 3, 4 hours. Because I want to be in transit as soon as it happens. I don't know. I don't know why I keep talking about this, brothers and sisters, but it's not about emotions. It's about this. What about emotions? They drowned everybody on the planet that wasn't on the ark. What about emotions? That man, we got to say little babies. Come on, brothers and sisters. Okay, Gog and Magog. That's what I'm going to talk about. Gog and Magog, the jinn, the demons, basically, but mostly Gog and Magog. Okay, that's the deception. That's the root of deception here. The timing was a lot of things. But the point, well, I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible, brothers and sisters. I don't want to go into math because I know nobody's picking up on this math. Nobody's even trying to learn about this math. A group of people I speak this math for 5 years, they still can't have 1 plus 1 yet. For 5 years. What is that? See, you know what deduction is? Deduction is like you deduce something. He says, well, it's a logic. It's a logic result. So you go to a process of logic, your conclusion. Deduction is that's the logic process. So you're going to say, well, if this is that and that's that, this must be true. If this is true and this is true, but keep in mind, it depends on the things that you're basing that deduction off of. So if those are truths, the deduction will be a truth. But if they're lies, you're going to have a bad deduction. And that's what the devil gave us. See, that's your mind has information. Your brain does the calculation. They fill your brain with things they tell you is facts. So you make deductions based on those things. And, if Jesus died for your sins, and they tell you that, then that's a fact. That's why it doesn't say actual facts. Because you have the actual facts to make actual proper conclusions. So if you're making bad decisions, that means you have either one or two things. Your information is incorrect, or your processor is corrupt. They're taking drugs and everything, that should corrupt your processor. Or maybe another possibility, right? You got the truth, but you don't believe it. You don't accept it as facts. You got to accept it as facts. So if you understand the angel accept it as facts, you will come to conclusions that justify those facts. But if you ask, so you can tell what facts a person is working off of by their actions. Remember, everything opposite reaction. I would say you can look at things from the other side. Right? You have to see the wind, you see the reaction. To see the reaction that person has, you can tell the information they're working off of. So people that knew me 35 years ago, they would be amazed that they see me when I'm doing for the last 35 years. Damn, because my action at that time was, they would expect me to be a multi-millionaire. I'm moving and grooving. Living in many mansions, got several apartment houses, own business, plenty of money. Then I got on the engine, all that on. Not because I couldn't get it back. I let it go. I never let it go. Nobody took it from me. Even at this point, I'm 77 years old, they still contact me. You know, I'm not going to tell you how they do it, but they still contact me because I'm on a they call it a what would you call it? I'm in a group, IT people. They contact me all the time, ask me to do remote, do this, do that, whatever. The money out there now is like, what I do is off the page. Especially when COVID came in, because all the states need to upgrade their systems, their old systems. They had new systems. So they look at people that knew the old system, which I was one of them. And they was talking about $80 an hour, $9, $100, $200 an hour, stuff like that. They update their system. And I said, nah, I got to get this message out. That's more important to me. So you can see how I care about something, I feel about something, how important, because of my actions, without my priorities. $100%. So you got a lot of pretenders out there, but they never produce anything. I'm supposed to believe that it's real. But they'll have sent people to me over the years, here and there, how you got rid of them. Consequence. The problem is people, there's no fear of consequence before their eyes. Because you don't fear consequence, it don't mean it's not going to get you. I'm through it talking about that. I'm not through it anymore. Time is over. Time is short. And it's time to finish off these demon slayer. But you believe it or not, no one has ever, no one will ever, no God, no one has ever been able to circumvent consequence. No one can. It's impossible. It doesn't say some action has opposite reactions. Every means every action God does. God's action, isn't he? Isn't he in action? Boy, brothers and sisters, God can make God. Okay. Now, in chapter 20, I'm trying to give you some kind of history of this deception. In chapter 20, see, so much to talk about. I mean, I could talk hours, but I'm trying to. It's hard to be difficult because, like I said, people don't understand. They're paying attention. Been saying for years, nobody's paying attention. So I have to give you the short version, but a lot of stuff is missing there. Like chapter 20. I have to give you a short version. Now, they've been telling me about this millennia. This millennia, right? When Jesus supposed to come back, and it'll be 1,000 years of peace. And after 1,000 years, the devil's going to come out the pit, and he's going to do all this. That's no bullshit. But why did he do that? He did it because, remember, it says, God can make God went out to deceive the whole world. They say exactly how they say it. Hold on. Let me see how exactly. Where it said here, they're connected with Satan. Gog and Magog. Satan, that's the three. See, that's the three they talk about in the 666. Three there. Gog, Magog, and Antichrist. Satan is the Antichrist. Why they call him Antichrist? That's a clue right there. It's a mathematical clue. Anyway, I'm let's distract here. So the thing is that if they tell you what the truth is, remember, because you told that that's a fact, but it's a fact of a different time. They mix it. That's falsehood. Mix truth with falsehood. They say, oh, that's going to happen. Going to happen. They say, no, that's right, correct. It's the future. The fact is, it's the past. It has already happened. Because who would want you to distort that? The ones deceive you. It says, Satan and God, Magog, they deceive you. Because if you understand that was the past, that would change the way you calculate. Because you would know who Satan is, you would know who the devil is. But said they'd be locked in a pit for 1,000 years. So why would Jesus let them out for 1,000 years? He had ruled, had control of the earth for 1,000 years, 1,000 years of peace. Then he let them out for a season, which is about 5 years, if you understand Genesis. But see, the point is that 1,000 years, if you understand history, which a lot of people don't pay attention to mostly, that's the Dark Ages. It lasts 1,000 years. Who was in there? The Europeans were in there. False Israel was in there. That's them. But if they tell you that's the past, because that's history, you say, no, that's toward the dark. You say, oh, damn, you know who the devil is. See, Pharaoh couldn't put that shit up. You know who the devil is. You know who Satan is. You know clearly, that clear vision. But right now, that's some old man. It's foggy. It's foggy because it's always in the past. I mean, it's in the future. But it's already happened. Because that alone right there would open your eyes to a lot of things. Because it gives you the identity of who God, Magog, and Antichrist is. And that tells you what type of time period we're in. Also tell you about some other things, the Christ and everything else. I mean, chapter 20 itself, just understand, if you put chapter 20 into the past where it belongs, it tells you all kinds of things. I'm not going to go and read it, but read at your own leisure. But get a transliteral version if you can. They tell you someone threw them in the pit and kept them locked down for 1,000. Who did that? The Arabs did. Sunni Islam. Kept them locked down in a pit for 1,000 years. But there was a resurrection that took place. And that resurrection took place and was able to force them, lock them down. And so it was a conflict between them. I shouldn't say Sunnism, right? I say the Middle East Islam. Put that away for now. That's what the scripture tells you. So there was a resurrection, right? So it was some created, it was a resurrection. How do you say it? It says be a resurrection. That means something resurrected. And they tell you, well, problem I'm creating. No, he didn't. So there was Abraham's resurrected Islamic empire. Resurrection, and that resurrection, the Europeans, Rome, all of it, into the Dark Age for 1,000 years. 1,000 years. That's the abyss. It's locked down for 1,000 years. So now you know, they tell you what Middle East and Islam represents. That represents Abraham's empire. Okay. They also tell you about us, but I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm going to give you a general. It tells you that, because that's a little more complicated to see. I'm going to tell you the surface stuff. That tells you right there. But see, if you know, then you know, oh man, it's Islamic. That's who we should be with. maybe that gets a little more complicated there. Because most of, but just from the chapter 20, forget about the Quran and everything else. Chapter 20 will identify certain people. It will identify who they are, and they would be locked down for 1,000 years, and then they would come out. And so when they came out, right, Satan and Magog came out and said they'd go out to the whole world. Okay, they ruined the whole world. They would deceive the whole world. Make all the nations error. It's the so-called three wicked trinity, I guess you say. See how much that tells you right there? Or you have to, oh man, that's going to happen. No, once you understand that, it changes everything for you. That's why they deceive you about that. Deceive you about it. And so that tells you that Gog and Magog will be the ones that will control the world for a season, roughly 500 years. You understand a season? But who's been controlling the world for the last 500 years? First was Britain and then America. They're two superpowers. Oh, that's Gog and Magog. And who they're connected with? False Israel. And so everything's revolving around false Israel right now. Everything's revolving around false Israel right now, ain't it? That's the three. They're in the pit together. Then they're out. They're the ones put false Israel together. Then Adam and Eve. Satan is their son, Cain, who killed their brother, Abel. And that gets a little more complicated. I'm not going to go there, brother and sisters, because that gets it to, I should, really, but I get distracted because maybe I'll come at that way. Maybe I think this may be our last presentation, brothers and sisters. I tell you, but just I'm cutting a lot of stuff out here. See that's American Britain. They would go out. So Gog means the mother of Gog. Britain came out, and Gog came out of Britain. Magog. Okay? That's God. That's who Gog and Magog is. But see, they're telling you that they tell you Gog is Russia. Okay? It's Russia. And that's why they hate on Russia. They might say, why do they hate on Russia so much? That's why they hate on Russia, because they think Russia's Gog, and Gog is supposed to attack Israel, which God does attack Israel, the real Israel, not Miss Israel, Miss Real. It's us. You see, that's a sealed Bible, and that's them. That's no story. You understand that? So if you understand that part right there, I can close. If you understand that, I can close the book right now. If you understand it, that problem is, I shouldn't probably say understand, because understand has certain connotations. But if you hear it, the question is, will you believe it or disbelieve it? If you believe it, you're going to take action. The action will prove. They say, nobody works, nobody actions. So if a tree not producing anything, that means it's not worth anything. I mean, if you got an apple tree not producing anything, doesn't that mean it's not worth anything? Unless you're going to use it for shade. Okay, well, it ain't producing anything. It got some leaves, I guess we can use it for shade. But it's not an apple tree. Apple trees are precious, man. You make money off of them. You can eat. But this one, well, maybe I can get some shade out of it. I can get down an apple tree, so what do I need this for? Because this was soaking up fertilizer, soaking up sun, soaking up all nutrients. They ain't producing that goddamn thing, so might as well cut it down, throw it in the fire. Use it, make use of it, warm the place up. So understand, that's one of the big, so keep that in mind, Gog, Magog. Right? That's who come out. They will come out, and they the ones been ruling for the last, who else been ruling the planet? Russia has been ruling the planet. India has been ruling. The last 5 years, it's been Britain, and then shipped over to America. That's Gog and Magog. Okay? That's past. Now we're in the 500 years, the season of Gog and Magog. So they're the ones ruling. So we're in this season. That's what 20, I mean, you can't, how do you get around that? Let's move on. It says, Okay, let me back up here a little bit. It says, it says, they in the end, their end, they were surrounded the city that has been loved, which is Jerusalem. They surround the city that has been loved. Right? And they will bring fire to hell, fire out of the heavens, right? What's it, people? That means that's what's going on there. They got this Jones flower there, and they bring a fire out of heaven down onto the people. What they call a hellfire missile they carrying on. That's what the end would be like. They'd be around the holy city, and right? That's in the Middle East, right? Okay. They'd be leading everybody to warlike people, right? But they would be doing that, and they would bring it, and at that point, that's when the destruction will come. Okay? Then fire. Then what happened? And devil making the earth was thrown into the lake of fire and sulfur. He can't be thrown into two fires. See, here it says, and the sea had been loved and stepped down fire out of heaven and ate down them. So if that fire ate down them, then this second part couldn't be right, could it? That means it's down to people that's in that area. They're doing that too. Because it said, and stepped down fire. People don't pay attention to these things. And fires out of heaven ate down them. So it's not talking about Gog and Magog, because they're doing something else, because here's what happened to them next. It says, and they were making the earth was thrown down into the lake of fire and sulfur, where also the false prophet, and right? So that means this is what happened to them. Was the other thing, they was bringing other people. That's what they, in read chapter 19, they use a different way, they captured. Anyway, that's what happened to them. That's what's about to happen to them. That's going to be the result of this war in the Middle East. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. Read at your leisure. Okay, now there's no, see, man, I'm trying to put this thing together. Now, Gog and Magog, see, they're Adam. You guys know our order here, right? They're Adam. Keep that in mind. So let's go here to the gods. Here's another, and this stuff you can easily check yourself. And watch this. Now it talks about, Genesis talking about these days. Now, that's a 6,000 year period. So 6 days, that's 6,000 years. They said each day is 1,000 years. So why don't you apply a calculation there? Each one of these days is 1,000 years a day. And the days are broken into two parts, day and night. So that means 500, 500. So each day is broken into two parts, day and night, day and night. Right? So here it is, the first day. First day, it says these things happen. And there was evening and morning, and evening and the morning. It's two parts. 500, 500. I'm not going to go into detailed explicit dates there, but keep that in mind. First day, second day, same thing. When we're talking about 6,000 years ago. So his first day is 6,000 years ago. 6,000 years for the first 1,000 years. So 6,000 years and 5,500 years. So the first one represents 5,500 years to 6,000. That's right. Then you got another one that says from 5,000 to 5,500. Right? Because altogether that's 1,000 years. But that was 6,000 years ago. Right? So the second day starts 5,000 years ago. Right? The third day is this little thing here, but I'm not getting to it, bro. Since those of you who are familiar with the Injil know that there's a vision here talking about the waters, but we're not going to get to that. So I'm giving you the short version. The third day will start 3,000 years ago. The second day will start fourth day will start 2,000 years ago. Fifth day will start 1,000 years ago. Am I saying that right? I think I said it wrong. Let me back up. I think I got it wrong. Yeah, I think I missed something. Let me back up here. Okay, the first day started 6,000 years ago. 6,000 to 5,000, right? Second day, 5,000 years ago. Remember this little change here? I'm just getting short version because I'm like, yeah, no, there's something, but I'm not going to. If I try to talk everything, brother, would be forever. Okay. Second day, let's start 5,000 years ago. 4,000 years ago. 3,000 years ago. 2,000 years ago. 6 day, 1,000 years ago. There you go. 1,000 years ago. Right? But there's two parts. So start and then, so the last part would be the last 500 years. It's two parts. 1,000, but it's broken in two pieces. So start 1,000 years ago, 1,000 years, and then you got, that's broken two parts, 500 and 500. So the last part would start 500 years ago. 500 years ago. So what happened 5 years ago? That's the part where it says, let's make man like our image. All you got to do is do the math. That's, so wait a minute, hold it. You mean 5 years ago? Adam, the Europeans just showed 5 years ago? No. According to this, it says, whoever these are, they don't call them Adam either. They say, let's make male, and plus, male and female. When this so-called Adam, you talk about, he was male, and then female was afterthought. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So, who is this people that God's making his own image, male and female, started 5 years ago? And these will have control of everything. God blessed them and gave them control over everything, the whole planet, everything. Europeans never had that. They ruled. They didn't have control of it. They ruled. That's different. That's why I have wars and stuff if they had control, they wouldn't have to have these wars, would they? The wars is a fight for control, for complete control. Then we fight with the JINN. Okay? When the biggest fight would be the JINN, that's another story. You see it? So that's not the Adam. That's somebody else. They don't call him Adam. And they transform them to gods. That's the original nature. That's the angels that submitted. Remember, because this is the Gog and Magog. Remember, after 1,000 years, that's the season. So this process started under the rule of Gog and Magog. 1,000 years, then the last 500 years, that's that for a season. So this would be under. So who would be under Gog and Magog? Who would be under Gog and Magog? Let's find out who Gog and Magog is. I told you American Britain. But who the scriptures, who the Quran say they are? Adam. Now, this Adam here was made 6,000 years ago, right? But God and Magog, his descendants. See, because they came out of the pit, right? But this one here, see, he said, the heaven and earth were finished, and all hosts of them. And the seventh day, God ended his work, and which went. Let's move on. And these are generated heaven and earth when they were created, and they, the Lord, made earth and heavens, right? And every plant in the field before it was in the earth, and every herb in the field before it grew, but the Lord had not caused the rain upon the earth. There was not, see, it caused the rain upon the earth. That means all those stuff, the rain and stuff that took place, that hadn't happened yet. That means this goes back to 6,000 years. This is Yahweh's creation. That's what they call Adam. He makes him the dust of the earth. Now his image, these other people made out of his image and his likeness. This he makes out of dust of the earth. Or different creation. See, they keep telling you, no. The fire kind of tell you the same thing. That's not the same people. This one here was 6,000 years ago. That's Yahweh's creation. That's this Adam. And then he made the male. No mention of female here. The other one, male and female came together. So there's these clowns out here tell you this bullshit. You listen to, okay, you can go along and listen to that crap. Once they confused, fine. We're not going to stop him being confused, brothers and sisters. We're going to take it and remove the darkness. Now, if you want to keep your eyes closed, it's up to you. Nobody's going to come and force your eyes open. Nobody's going to force you to go home to here. You got to want to go home. And you got to not only show, want to go home, you got to apply. You got to put the effort in. I could sit back. What if I took the same attitude that these Levites took when I first got to Injil? You wouldn't have this information now, would you? You might have any information at all. That you may not even give a damn. No lightning bolt came hit my ass to get this information, brothers and sisters. 10 study, 35 years, and still studying. And applying. I said, oh man, let me look at this, check this out. Hey, hold on, honey, let's check out the game, man. And after that, I'm going to take another look at that angel thing. Read this carefully. That's something else. Okay, understand that. But that's not the Adam of the Quran. See, the Adam of the Quran, right, is descendant of this Adam. He's an Adam too. Because Adam, if he was made 6,000 years ago, right? That means he's still talking about his descendants. His seed, put it that way. That's better, seed. Okay? That's all different. Okay, let's look on. Let's move on. And now, here we go. This should bring it together. The JINN. First, I'm going to place a ruling earth. Wait a minute. I'm going to play a ruler in the earth. What do you mean place a ruler in the earth? I need a ruler. Anyway, an angel said, I make men shed blood, so angel quit. Oh, it's going to be a low-life person. And the students can't explain this. Because we place rule in the earth, right? That means whoever this is, they be ruling the earth. And they ruling the angels. Because they tell you, well, Adam is the whole world, angels in heaven. Well, how in the hell can the angels submit to him? You see the angels submit to you? When they tell, the angels, the angels meant the elements. So they tried to get all around trying to figure out how to explain that. See? You see an angel submit to you, angel, so angel must have lied then, because, hey, angel, would you go and give me a beer? I just said, I said, he drinking beers. He look at me, he cursing, he's saying, fucking, then he's drinking beers. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I hope I upset you. I really do. So get the hell out of here. Get out of the way. See? If you got a problem with the ark, then drown. Oh, I don't like the colored ark. Okay, then don't get on it. I don't like the way you made it, but don't get on it. Say, well, God's a man. If you ask them, they're called Jesus. You don't use toilet paper because you don't have to go to the bathroom. But see, yeah, I tell you. But the thing is this one here. He's going to rule, and the angels submit to him. So the angels are people too. They're going to be a submission to this one, but he's going to be a wicked person. That has to be taught to act. Some BC go tell them that tree. I'm not gonna get that kind of different if getting down here. But anyway, see this Adam here, and he was told to submit to him. So remember, this Adam here ruling the earth. Okay? Because you didn't have anybody like that before. The Chinese wasn't ruling the earth. We wasn't ruling the earth. We had no empires. We have a world empire until 5 years ago. The British said, Sunday said Roman, Greek, British Empire. Then the Americans, you didn't have that before 500 years ago. So they've been ruling the whole planet for the last 500 years. But I already showed you who's going to be brought into existence during that period of time. There's angels being, isn't it not Adam? He's ruling. So the angels must be the one that he's going to transform into the image of God. Male and female. That's the prize you see right now. If you read this, that's the prize you go. Adam's going to be ruling for 500 years. You got these people that's under him that's being transformed. Here, it tells you that they would, remember, because they was in submission to Adam. They were in submission to Adam. That's Europeans. That's Gog and Magog. That's Europeans again. That's Gog and Magog. They came out of Europe. What was Israel? 666. What was the power of 16? One of the six sanctions. I mean, how difficult can it be? Yeah, 666. One of them, the power was sanctions. You wouldn't be able to buy or sell unless you do what they told you to do. And if you mess with that second one, we had the image of the other one, they would kill you and they would stop you from buying and selling. That's what if you do anything against false Israel, they'll kill you or they'll put you on the sanctions. That's exactly what it says happened there. And it says the one in the center, the first one was the one that's putting all the sanctions. That's America. The second one was the image of the third one. So how you say that? Oh, he's the image of the beast that was slain. Because one was slain by death. That I'm not going that kind of detail, right? Because I was explain who death and everything is, but I'm not going. But the other, and did you know the image? What does it mean, the image? Because the beast, the second beast, they're so-called democracy, but it was what they call it, prime ministership type of kind of democracy. And the false Israel democracy or government is a clone of the British government. Same. It's the image of that one. That's the tree right there. That's the deception. That's Gog and Magog. They said to see the whole world with Satan. They're all three. They distort these things so you can't see them because you're the object here. Now, Bliss said, the jinn said, he ain't all. He said, I'm not going to submit to Adam. Who's the jinn? Satan said, Adam is the whole human race. Do you see the whole human race ruling the planet? Who's ruling the planet? Gog and Magog. The British, Americans. Americans now, that's the two horns of Daniel. I'm not getting to that. I talked about Daniel yesterday. Two horns of Ram. It says the greater horn can't last. Those two ruling. America and Britain, Gog and Magog. Understand? So, they've been ruling. We've been in submission to them. Right? But because we got two different natures, we'll be oppressed by them. Because their nature will be making me shed blood, and ours is opposite me. So therefore, if you got two different natures, one's opposing the other. Since they're ruling, then we'll be oppressed. So you can't got to read into this stuff to be oppressed. But pressure transforms you. Oppression transforms you. Oppression is pressure. If you can't, you crush or you transform. So their oppression upon us transforms us into gods. Makes us tougher, harder. Transform coal into diamonds. See, the story's right there, but I know. That's why he said, well, you make mischief blood, it means somebody's going to oppose us. No, you submit. Don't fight back. Take it. Take that pressure. Because if you take it, it's transformative. If you fight back, it's not transformative. Because you're constant conflict. That's why the jinn didn't get transformed. They said, I'm not going to submit. So they fight. They're going to fight. They're going to fight Adam. And I didn't show it I'm not going to explain why, but anyway, I'm really bugged about what happened on that one. But anyway, if you go further into the Quran, it talks about Iblis. He said, explains. He said, no, I'm going to submit to him. And he says, and not only that, but when they're raised, I'm going to come after them I'm going to come after them in every kind of way you can imagine, from every elevated place. Well, hold on, they're talking about Adam. Adam is not raised, he's ruling. We're the ones raised because we're in submission. That means we're on our knees. We're the ones got to be raised. So if Jinn will come at us every kind of way you can think of. He's going to not submit to Adam. He's going to be opposed to Adam. And he's going to come against us in every kind of way you can think of. That's what it's saying there. That's what the Jinn are. So who's that? Who's that? Who's the Jinn? Well, what nation on the planet opposes all the so-called culture of Adam? All of it. Sunni Arabs. They want the banking, they want democracy, they want technology, they don't want any of it. They resist all of it. Only nation on the planet that resists all, even the Chinese, they took capitalism. Everybody, they resist all of it. All of it. And then with the angels that submit are being transformed, they say they'll come at us, right? The time we were raised, maybe another place. Isn't that what it is? Who sold us into captivity 500 years ago? Who sold us into captivity? Who betrayed us? The story of Joseph. Who got our lands over there? And they don't just take Arabia, all North Africa, what you call Africa, Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco. Those are all our lands. Egypt, all of it. They got all that, and they got us in captivity. They got our language, our land, right? Everything, and we got nothing. So from every other place, that means they're to come after us in every direction to stop us. Cold. That's the story, brothers and sisters. Now go talk to Ben X. Go talk to Mr. Son of Shem, Farrakhan. Now prove me wrong. I get 5,000 to prove me wrong because I told you exactly what it is. That's the story. That's it. We do the math. And this is our philosophy. Just go out and do the math. I explain to you exactly what's happening. So now they're about to now, and the thing is that why is there a judgment day? I explained to you. There should never be a judgment day unless the judgment's held up. The consequence is always instantaneous. Every act has an opposite reaction. That's instantaneous. You do something, you get a reaction right away. But if you don't, that means it's held up. And we as gods can do that. That's what submission means. Don't retaliate. Let them punch you in the face every day. 10-pound force. Don't you respond. But you're creating a C-bomb. Creating a C-bomb. Consequence bomb. Because you build it up. So after a year, 365, that's 3,650 pounds of force that you've taken from that person hitting you in the chest every day, 10 pounds. And you retaliate because you held it. So now it's time to release it. Put it back on them. Revenge. Not about talking. When they talk about mercy, first of all, that's a fulcrum effect. I'm not going to get into that. Because also, it means I don't retaliate. It's just coming to you another way. Or I give you a chance. Okay, put it this way. In most cases, tell you to repent. What it means repent is, I stole $1 million from you. Now I got $1 million worth of bad luck. So instead of it happening immediately, repent means before you feel the consequence, find some kind of way to reverse that $1 million. That's say repent. Hurry up quickly, pay it back. Make amends for what you did. Not apology, I'm sorry. No, real amends. So that's that devil stuff. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't hear that shit. That's why I say repent. Otherwise, if you just submit, that means they tell you to submit, that means you bowing up to God. You taking it in. That's why I told Pharaoh, let my people go. They're about to explode on you. Because all that 5 years, what you put on them, look at our condition. That means, how did we get like this? And how we still like this, because the force still applies. If you put your foot on the balloon underwater, it's underwater because you got your foot on it. If you move your foot and it's still underwater, it won't happen. That means you might have moved your foot, but you put something in this place. That means you still got some force to keep them underwater. They're not stay underwater. That balloon is not stay underwater unless there's a foothold underwater. And we still in this condition because what they're doing in the background is keeping us in this condition. That's why I study math. But you don't look at that, well, oh man, that's what Pharaoh, he blames you for being underwater. He blames the balloon for being underwater. Oh, you're silly, you're wicked. Because he's a demon. See? No. If we still in a condition, we still niggers and hoes and dogs and stuff, because there's still a force that's keeping us in that condition. It's not us doing it to ourselves. Because it's not our nature. If nothing acts against its nature purposely, you have to be forced to act against your nature. You don't do it naturally. You don't see a bird trying to act like a cat. You never see it nowhere. The nature means that's the way you're going to act. If you act all your nature, that means there's a force that's forcing you. You react to something. That means we're in this condition, our people in this condition like this. There's a force there that you can't see, but you can recognize it because you see the leaves blowing. The wind's got to be, you might hear the wind, you can't see it, but you see the leaves blowing, you know the wind's blowing. That's how you know. So we know that the devil still have a foot on our necks. You just can't see it, but you can see the result of it. That means it's still there. But Pharaoh said, no, it ain't them. The blue underwater. Hey, ain't nothing holding you underwater. It's your fault. You're stupid. The blue can't stand the water by itself. It just can't do it. But he's going to blame the balloon for being underwater. No. Because he's part of what's holding underwater. Then he got you blame yourself so you don't retaliate. You don't take vengeance. Because you don't take and blow that fucking foot off, blow it away. Oh, it ain't the foot, because if you was a foot holding you under, you'd tear a foot apart. But you say, oh no, it's me. And so you'll keep on doing Scientology and everything else, think it's you, and you're going to stay in the water the rest of your life. Until the blue pop and you drown. That's the story. That's where we are, brothers and sisters. Okay. I told you who God and Magog is. They rule. They're under their thumb. That with two opposing natures. That means if you two opposing natures, one's oppressing the other. So they ruling. So we're the oppressed ones. We're the one for 400 years being oppressed by them. Right? At that time, the God will come and break that damn foot. Destroy that foot. That's what Master Muhammad is getting ready to do. The war in heaven right now. He's going to break that goddamn foot. And that's why when you break that foot, you come together. See the great army. Why you? Suddenly. Because the foot's broken. He's going to have to break that goddamn foot right now. That's what happened over there. See, they run over there. They run over in the Middle East. They ain't going to kick ass. Oh, they don't go there. If they go to kick ass, they're going to find they ain't got no goddamn foot. But they're going to feel a foot. Damn, where my feet? My feet gone. But what's that in my ass? Oh, man, I got a foot in my ass, man. That's what's about to happen, brothers and sisters. And all of a sudden, you ain't no foot on you no more. Then you're going to come together. You come together. And all those forces that was holding you going to be visible. That was distracting you, holding you back. They'll be visible. And vengeance. You mean you held me underwater? You was part of the problem, hold me underwater? You was part of the problem? You knew about it and didn't do anything? Oh, man, the vengeance is going to be terrible. This is being a forgiveness. The vengeance is going to be awful. Terrible. Especially you sitting around here and you knew about it to do a goddamn thing about it. They're gonna say, hey man, hold it. You had me out there. Terrible day, brothers and sisters. I think I'm gonna leave it there. It's Gog and Magog. American Britain, false Israel. JINN, Sunni Arabs. That's the golden calf. America got you worshiping them. Sunniism, Scientology, all the stuff that's against you, he got you worshiping. The Scientology is telling you the problem. Oh, remember the so-called man farce? Raise your hand. He's the holy. Oh man, that made me so sick. He's the holy one. He's the pure one. And see, y'all niggas out there, y'all need to hold your hands up and tell the whole world that y'all ain't nothing but niggas and hoes and pimps. Yes, I ain't gonna do that no more. Well, if you say you're gonna do it, that means you've been doing it. So, I mean, you're telling the whole world what has been said about you is true. All the stereotypes said about you is true. Because you just admitted it. Yeah, man, I'm a sick, I'm a pusher, I'm a drug pusher, I'm a nigga, I'm a dog. I'm all of that. A wife abuser. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it no more because Farrakhan, thank you, Farrakhan, I'm not doing it because he's a Messiah, he found. And you don't even see that. How dumb can we be? He got you into the whole world that the stereotypes they make about you in the movies and everything else is true because you just admitted it. He said, I ain't gonna do it no more. That means you've been doing it. So, and that had nothing to do with it. That's you. See, the fact that they put us over here and turn into niggas. No, you're a nigga. You're just no damn good. You're just a nigga. And the bottom line is, it take a nigga to make a nigga. If there was angels, they would have made us angels. See, you look at the manufacturer, not the product. They're the niggas, because they made us into themselves. That's what lesson tell you. So that means if they made themselves, that means they're the niggas. And we're their product. That's why the gods get ready to take their goddamn foot, destroy it, and soon I hear, right? Dry you off when you come up out of that water. Except you come up. Okay, brothers and sisters. That's the JINN. And just, they get you in every kind of way. They sold us into this. They got a land. They got a language. And they paid Farrakhan to stop talking about we going home. Because that was Elijah's vision. That was the vision. People that have vision perish. So he took the vision away because that was the vision we had. Farrakhan said we ain't going nowhere. So that means he took your vision away. Because what vision you have with Farrakhan? An American dream? That's not a vision. That's an hallucination. Something that when you wake up, it disappears. It's not real. But he told you you're not going anywhere, so he called God a liar, he called Elijah Muhammad a liar. That's the covenant. He doesn't mention the messenger of the covenant who would succeed Elijah, not him. They don't mention that. He don't mention the covenant. He don't mention the identity. Joshua. The crown was passed to Josh from Elijah to Joshua. There's a covenant who would take you home. Bypass Aaron. Aaron got his re-exit. He got him and his whole family, all his followers killed in the wilderness. Leave it there, bro. So let me see if I got anything else here. I'm going to close. God and Magog. Oh, here it is. I thought I got rid of it. Oh, I guess I didn't. Wow. Okay. I shouldn't even talk about this, brother and sister. I got angry because I looked and this was all gone. So it's back in here again. I went about 20 minutes and said, what happened to it? I just said, I didn't put it in there, and then I was in there. Oh, no. Yeah, see now. No, this, I'm sorry, something else I had in there. And then when they talk about a bliss, right? When he says, why he's going to come after us. So, the part I had in here is missing, still missing. He said, Adam, inform him of their name. So he informed him of his name. He said, now I said to you, I know what's unseen in heaven and earth. I know what you manage, what you hide. explain about the frequency and wave and how this works, but I'm not going to that here. And he said, the angels be submitted to Adam. They submit, but bliss not. He refuses pride as one of disbelievers. He had to have knowledge of something, disbelieve in it. He tell people, if you're a disbeliever, doesn't mean you to get the knowledge. That means you didn't do a damn thing with it. Or you refuse to accept it. But you had to hear it. That's what a disbeliever is. And so he says, I'm not going to do it. So the other part where he explains it, that's the part I don't have in here. Let me click again, maybe. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, I got this. Okay. Okay, I'm kind of confused here, bro. So let me move on. Anyway, this is Adam, right? And so don't mess that tree. We the tree. If you understand, Angel, keep with the tree. He said, don't mess that tree. He'd be unjust. That means he was just. So how could Adam be just? Remember, he said he'd be unjust if he messed with a tree. So how could he be just if he was making with shed blood? That's why you got to understand how the seasons work. Because the point was season energy deprivation. And so that type of action that's why God supported it, because it was a winter season and winter people would have to rule. You had to be winter people to rule in the winter season. And he said, man, we got to go. Oh, yeah, can you handle the winter season? No. Well, let Adam do it. When the season's over, spring comes, now you're back in charge again. See, I'm not going to go there, brothers and sisters. I explained that in previous presentation. Go find it. Recently. But with a tree, he said, if you touch that tree, be unjust. They wasn't supposed to afflict us. Let me say a little bit, and I'm going to close. Now, if I go into science, I'm going to be here for a while. I'll make a short version. Well, let me just basic. No. I'm trying to say it without getting to the math of it. I get to the math and I'll be here for a while. I just put it in the seasons. Okay, we're summer, spring and summer people. But the Earth has 4 seasons, 6,000 years each, approximately 6,000 years each. A period of almost a little more or less 24,000 years. That's why I talk 6,000 years. So 6,000 years of Adam or Yahuwah's creation was the winter season. And that we performed well in the winter season. Because we're spring and summer people. Right? We summer people, but we can live in the spring. When winter came, man, we freeze, we can't do anything. So they said, okay, we put somebody in charge that can handle the winter. So that's the cold people. Adam. They ruled during 6,000 years. Then when spring comes in, they start losing power because they make all things new. But when spring comes in, our winter's gone. So we put them in charge. Okay, because if we didn't, then we went to the winter and everything would be we had no government because we have I get to math again. We wouldn't be able to rule in the winter, put it that way. So we made a winter people that was just a derivative of us. You have to go look at old presentations, brothers and sisters, to understand what that means, because I'm not going to do it here. I've been 2 or 3 hours, I'm not going to do it. The problem is that they will rule. But they rule only last during the winter time. Here's a little clue. I wasn't going to mention, I'll mention anyway. You know, it says, I shouldn't do this. It says, our weapons against the devil should be snow and ice and hail, right? Didn't it say it? When does snow, ice, and hail come along? In the wintertime. And in the wintertime, it's really cold. Let me say one more thing, I'm going to close. I shouldn't have said that either. There's a lot of things I'm not telling you because I'm telling them too. Global warming, The reason I'm saying because I ran to a brother at the gym this morning. He's an IT person, and he's younger than me, but he do some background and he come up in there, man, do like a snowman. So it looked like a oh, man, he had some of my clothes out there. I said, man, where you going to Alaska? But I come in, I'm just going to the car, right? So I come in just my gym clothes on. He come in, man, all this stuff. So we got to think about global warming. I said, you understand global warming? Yeah, man, that's bad. I said, you sure about that? I said, you know what global warming is? He didn't know what. I said, well, how you saw it's bad then? I said, global warming, the effects of it is, I says, why it's so cold out there if it's global warming? He didn't have an answer. I says, well, first of all, how did it get cold? I said, the snow caps are melting. See, I'm going to get the science of it. I'm so tempted to do it. So global warming means the planet's warming up. That means the caps, polar caps, are melting. That means they melt where the water goes to, goes into the oceans. So that means the ocean is colder. Because the ice is coming in there. So that means they cool the atmosphere. So that means the atmosphere of the Earth is cooler. And it keeps going to get cooler and cooler as more of the ice melt. Eventually all the ice will melt. Right? And then because of the sun, right, it started warming the planet up again. But it's way colder than it is right now. And when I talk about the mythology I was telling about, they talk about winter, so I'm not getting to that. Yeah, I'm getting about distracted again. I said, and the polar caps, those two continents there, those continents, under there is continents where they found vegetation and everything else. But the planet got really cold, so the place, since the sun doesn't hit that much, that's where the polar caps develop. But now the Earth is warming up, so now it's melting. So now everything's getting colder because the ice is melting and making the oceans cooler and cooling the atmosphere until all it melt. But then those two continents be further to live. I mean, big continents. I'm not sure how big they are. I think they're bigger than Africa and the Americas, but they're big continents. I'm not sure. I have to look. So they've been available to us, and the world, Earth will warm up. Then right after they pole, then the sun, the oceans, the atmosphere start warming up because they get no ice anymore. Everything start warming up. That's to our advantage. That's why the devils hate it, because the cold. We transform it from winter into spring, and the winter people hate that transformation because all their coasts is like L.A. and New York and all these other. They put all their coastal cities and all these islands on the edge of the oceans. So the water rises up because the water's melting, ice melting. It's going to destroy all their coastal cities. See, all this because it was all this whole realization was built in the winter. But now the winter's gone, all this stuff like you build houses and stuff in the winter, you build out of ice. When some spring comes, all that stuff going to melt. All the stuff you built is going to go away. Like it was nothing. And so who's to help us? Because now, start spring come in, we start being invigorated. We start taking, but see, that means wizards lose control. And we start gaining control. So that'd be a war between us and them. They try to destroy us, trying to hold on to the winter. Is that simple enough for you? See? They try to trick you to think, to help them, that the global warming is bad. No, it's good. It's in our favor. It's against them. Okay, so I said, let me move on. Was there something else I was going to say here? Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. There was something else, but I forgot what it was. Their time is over. We're moving into the spring now. So everything is filled, and they try to maintain control. That's right. We got to get control of Greenland. We got to control, And so they know they got to control and they lose control of you. So they're going full speed to try. Because remember, you the spring people. You the object's whole thing. All the nations that built their reality off the winter, they're against you. Because spring coming, you're going to destroy everything. That means a war between us and them. We're against the whole world. The whole world is against us because the spring is at our backs. Right? Strengthen us. Said the struggle of the devil is every week. Our struggle is ever strong because the wind is invigorating us. But it's taking dimension in them because the ice is melting, all their power is based on ice and wind, all that stuff is coming apart. Now it's, you understand? So it's a big conflict because they lose control and we gain the control. So we want to gain control of the whole planet because it belongs to us, and they want to keep control of the planet, right? And so it's conflict between us and them. You understand, brothers and sisters? That's the apocalypse. And we got the demons, I didn't mention them, that's their children. That's part of their plan to keep us distracted and confused because that's their black-faced children. Farrakhan's one of them. Say half the blacks in America, see, black is not a very race. They call it that way because half of it is their children, black-faced children. They're demons. That's what demons, half man, half devil. Okay, bro, so I think I'm going to leave it there. I missed something else. I can't think of what it was. Let me just. Yeah. So the war, Max finally ready to make its move. The war's going on now. Just, they had to pause. There'd be a pause about half an hour, silence. I explained that to my previous ones. And so the war, signs begin in July, August, September, October, November, December. That's 6 months. So approximately, so a little better. So, right, January, they start talking about war again now over there right now. They get ready. They already pulled the trigger. Once they do that, the mass bombing will be with Iran. They will be, if not with them already. They're going to break their power over there. Break that foot off our neck. Hold us down. See? Master Suleiman here to give you the right mind, right information. See? It's about to happen. Economy's going to crash over there, here. American dream's going to be thing of the past. You'll come out of that, it's going to be a nightmare. Hope you understand, bro. So I'm leave it there.
Do you then believe in a part of the book and disbelieve in the other?
This be my last presentation, bro. So I said, step.
What then is the
happening fast?
Do you then believe in a part of the book and disbelieve in the other? What then is the reward of such among you as do this but disgrace in the life of this world, and on the day of resurrection they shall be sent back to the most grievous chastisement? And Allah is not heedless of what you do. 86 These are they who buy the life of this world for the hereafter, so their chastisement shall not be lightened, nor shall they be helped.
See, these are the clowns telling you bullshit. They don't know. They have no. Well, the thing I told you, they have no idea about these things. They don't know the scripture. They don't know what the dragon is. They don't know what the jinn are. They don't know what Adam is. That wouldn't. Like I said, the reason why I just started Adam is because if they tell you the truth, that's one of the things is one of the reasons why it gets deception because they tell you the truth, expose them. They tell you chapter 20 is. Chapter 20 is a past, that's supposed they are. They tell you Adam is Europeans, that's supposed we're JINN are, because they ones will not submit to them. That shows that we're the true Muslims because we're the angels that submitted. We submitted to Adam, 100%. But they say, y'all shirk, y'all niggas, y'all whatever, and they're the ones souls in slavery took our land. See how simple that is right there? So they can't tell you that Adam is the Europeans because they reject everything about the Europeans and they've been fighting, as soon as we're fighting them left and right, so-called terrorism and everything else, right? And they saw us enslaved. So they can't tell you because they're exposed who they are, exposed to the JINN. That's part of deception. Part of deception is outright deceiving you. The other one is to hide their identity. Keep them exposed who they are. See? There you go, brother and sisters. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, brothers and sisters, through my Rahim, Mr. Covenant, breaking 7 seals. Now, let's see Farrakhan there. He's due. True. When his war resumes, there's casualty. Because light comes on, they're going to see him for who he is. He'll be cast down. When thrones are cast down, Angel of Days just said, but he's a liar. He's no good. The liar is the son of the devil. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters.